Rodney Magruder, a right elbow sprain, and then Mason Plumlee, who was questionable, getting the start after exiting concussion protocol. Pistons get the tip in your officials tonight.
This isn't like the OKC game to me that we saw a week ago when they came in here with most of their starters out. So pick and roll, saw the Blazers respond, first possession, Enes with the finish.
Powell with the assist, and to your point, Lamar, about the Pistons, they had a 113-101 win over the Kings 2 nights ago as Kanter gets the stop. Powell trying to chase it down. Smith Jr. getting the loose. Here is Lillard, stop and pop in the paint, no good. Rebound to Kanter. 5 to shoot, Lillard. Thought about the step back, Powell. Trapped in the corner by Jackson. Powell has to put it up, and Kanter taps it right back in. 5 to shoot, Lillard. Thought about the step back, Powell. Trapped in the corner by Jackson. Powell has to put it up, and Kanter taps it right back in.
He could shoot at 38% from the three-point line, but that whole situation was created by Mason Plumlee. He sprinted hard to the rim. Dame had to stay down there with him. Oh, Enes, life above the rim, huh? He could shoot at 38% from the three-point line, but that whole situation was created by Mason Plumlee. He sprinted hard to the rim. Dame had to stay down there with him. Oh, Enes, life above the rim, huh? That's why Enes tells his teammates, just shoot it with confidence. If you miss it, don't worry, I got your back.
McCollum scoops it off the window and it rolls in for his first bucket. Joseph had 24 points in the win over the Kings. Comes off the handoff, no good, but he's been a big reason for their offense being much more fluid here in April. All scores here in the early going. Powell from McCollum. And Kanter, another offense. Has 8 points to lead all scorers here in the early going. Powell from McCollum. And Kanter, another offensive rebound, but can't find a teammate to get it to as it sails out of the Pistons littered with former lottery picks that have been castaways from the previous teams. Josh Jackson, 4th overall pick. Trying to find a home here in Detroit as Bay misses the three. Had me thinking to 2019. That was a year where the Blazers didn't win a single regular season game against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
So you're saying this season then you need somebody to talk crazy to Dame the way Westbrook did to set that whole atmosphere up.
Was there that much subtext in it?
But that's the last thing that they want to depend upon.
Right.
And they don't want to be in that position. You don't want to be in that situation. And then the question is, well, was that an outlier? I don't think it was.
Still trying to get his first bucket. Some quality looks, but nothing falling here for Norman Powell in the first quarter. Joseph, defended by Lillard, tries to go one-on-one to the baseline. Another stop for Portland.
So the Pistons had numbers the other way.
Jackson in his 3rd year, spent 1 year at Duke. Lillard one-on-one against Hayes, can't get it. Kanter gobbles up the board, but just leaves it short.
So the Pistons had numbers the other way.
Jackson in his 3rd year, spent 1 year at Duke. Lillard one-on-one against Hayes, can't get it. Kanter gobbles up the board, but just leaves it short.
And Stewart, he's a big fella, really strong, bumps him off the spot, but with Dame's strength and the low center of gravity,
Jones Jr. pins it against the glass.
We talk about often, like that's the one, good pass, Enes. Wow, another dime. Because he doesn't play into the contact, he doesn't flop around, he plays the game in an honest fashion that way when he's making those drives. I don't think he gets that whistle nearly as much as he could. Always put in the work in, and he's starting to see some of the fruits of his labor.
Plumlee trying to go over Kanter. Working the 2-man game with Kanter. Kanter gets into that crab dribble. Moves Plumlee out of the way. And a lot of contact. Blazer bench.
In without fouling, and for the officials to have to blow that whistle. There you go.
Here's Kanter from Lillard. Kanter going up one more time, and no whistle for the 2nd straight.
In without fouling, and for the officials to have to blow that whistle. There you go.
Here's Kanter from Lillard. Kanter going up one more time, and no whistle for the 2nd straight. Kanter from Lillard. Kanter going up one more time, and no whistle for the 2nd straight possession. Kanter crashing over the Gatorade coolers. His teammates lift him up. Pistons have numbers. Jackson for 3. Blazers led by as many as 16.
Oh, good pass.
Kanter wide open for the finish.
Good pass.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
2 minutes left here in the first half. Blazers with the 53-50 lead. Smith Jr. trying to go baseline, elevates, tied up by Kanter. By Plumlee trying to work a two-man game with Bay. This time goes into the chest of Kanter. Up with the left, rolls out. Kanter comes down with it. 5 points for C.J. McCollum. Frank Jackson, Hamidou Diallo into the game for the Pistons. Hayes can't get it to go.
Lillard down the lane, a scoop off the high glass, no follow. Kanter, yes. 6 straight for the Blazers.
5 to shoot for the Pistons. Jackson has to do something with it quick. Powell gets a hand on it. Eight-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Smith Jr. can't get the three, so the Blazers 5 consecutive stops here. All right, Blazers begin the second half with the ball, and we have a foul on Enes Kanter trying to set the screen. All right, Blazers begin the second half with the ball, and we have a foul on Enes Kanter trying to set the screen.
Mason Plumlee, and then CJ's filtering out on that opposite side.
This was just a one-point game with about 2 minutes left in the second quarter, and the Blazers have now opened it up.
Because when they compare a lot of times a prospect to somebody who's already established, you're comparing just the on-court stuff, but there's so much that goes on off the court.
Oftentimes hear, Lamar, about guys, okay, are they joining a good locker room? What's the culture like there for that player? Lillard, one of those guys that influence the culture here in Portland, as Kanter gets the putback. Okay, are they joining a good locker room? What's the culture like there for that player? Lillard, one of those guys that influence the culture here in Portland, as Kanter gets the putback.
However, there are some times with him where you can tell the foul is being committed, and then you have to make the judgment as Enes is going to be whistled for a travel here.
Stewart hands it off to Jackson, curls into a three, and Kanter with his 20th rebound of the night.
Who's now the analyst at the with the New Orleans Pelicans, does a terrific job there with Joel Myers, and he was mentioning how earlier this season when the Blazers were down in New Orleans, Antonio said he was just kind of mesmerized watching Dame pregame. And Isaiah Stewart, the former Washington Husky, 57% from the field. That leads all rookies.
Here's Kanter from McCollum, lowers his shoulder, and a strong finish by Kanter. The entire bench on the floor for the Pistons. Stewart, Jackson, Diallo, Doumbouya, and Lee.
Nice.
Kanter wide open. Stewart able to bother it just enough.
Because in those situations, you're not afraid to cross match. Anybody can kind of stop ball, and you can go from there and feel like you can match up throughout the possession. Didn't get the whistle, and he will initiate contact.
Coach Stott said he will play tomorrow against Miami, and
he doesn't go out and play outside of himself at that point. He doesn't try to make a home run basket.
Kanter, the third pick in 2011. We just saw Yusuf Nurkic in another one of his fly outfits on the bench. Here's Melo, 5 to shoot. Rises up. Can't get the friendly bounce, but Kanter blocked at the horn. Here's Melo, 5 to shoot. Rises up. Can't get the friendly bounce, but Kanter blocked at the horn.
Having a really good body of work with which you can judge someone.
McCollum flips it to Kanter, who is blocked at the last moment, knocked out of bounds, Blazer ball. Here is Powell, steps into the 2, and there's Kanter for an easy putback. Here is Powell, steps into the 2, and there's Kanter for an easy putback.
They have to talk in a similar fashion about how to deal with Enes on the glass. There just aren't a lot of guys like him around the league.
And Lamar, not to dive too much into the analytics, but that play there where Kanter draws a loose ball foul. Lillard with 25, Kanter with 22, and I just mentioned McCollum with 24. Lead is 19 for Portland. Hayes tries the jumper, back iron, rebound to Kanter.
Enes 2 rebounds away. Get into that franchise record, tying it.
So there is Covington with the miss.
Enes 2 rebounds away. Get into that franchise record, tying it.
So there is Covington with the miss. Blazers shooting 49% from the field, 46% from outside. Here is Lillard. Powell catches on the perimeter, puts it up. Kanter ties the single-game franchise record. Here is Lillard. Powell catches on the perimeter, puts it up. Kanter ties the single-game franchise record with his 27th rebound. That is a single-game Trailblazers record.
That's awesome. And it does look like the bench was aware. Oh, here he goes.
And there's the record. Enes Kanter. 18-point lead for Portland, 117-99, under 2.5 left. Powell pokes it out. Jackson scoops it up. Jackson tries to go glass after the pump fake. Kanter, a 9-foot 9-inch standing reach, certainly makes it a little bit easier to get 28 rebounds. Here's Okafor. Step back over Kanter, foul on Kanter. Bay catches the shoot 3, and Kanter with 30 rebounds as the Blazer bench erupts.